What is up today, people? It's your boy, Kevin Barry, and today I want to talk about travel and why traveling is important, whether you want to grow spiritually, financially, emotionally, all of it. If you want to expand the sense of freedom in your life in pretty much every dimension, we're going to get into that. So, first off, I want you to understand this and have it embedded in your mind. Routine is the enemy of time. Don't live the same year 75 times in a row and call it a life. Robin Sharma. Most people today get in the rat race, and the rat race is go here, go there, run in a hamster wheel, and before you know it, you're doing that for the rest of your life. How do people get stuck in the rat race? It's a combination of fear and greed. People get stuck in the rat race by they're afraid of not having enough money, so they work. And then once they have money, once they've put in 40 hours a week for 12 months in a row, whatever, they then get greedy and they spend all of that money until they're back at the position of fear where they have to go make it again and get greedy. I'm going to tell you don't do that. I'm going to tell you that think about experiences, because the novelty of things usually wear off. With car dealerships, right now I'm looking for a new car right now, and I'm studying to see like how car salesmen try to negotiate with you and use little psychology games so they can get you to buy on a higher price. One of the things they do is they let you test drive it. Now, that's not going to come as a surprise to anyone. But the reason why is because once you've test driven it, and then once you're leaving and you're thinking about it, well, now it's sitting in your mind, and that anticipation of kind of visualizing and thinking about getting the car is just as valuable. Like, it feels the exact same as actually having it. Amazon, for example, they love showing their products and having like an amazing image, having reviews, letting you know the shipping time, letting you track the order, making that all very easy. So that way you can really anticipate that it's coming. And then once you have it, you have that. But sooner or later, you're going to want another thing. Sooner or later, you're going to want to buy another thing. I'm going to tell you, be conscious of that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm very excited to get in my new car, but I'm also aware that it's going to get old to me eventually. And so I don't put my identity in material things. You should put priority on experiences and understanding. When I graduated high school, I looked at going to college, and it was so expensive. And my mom and dad were trying to pressure me to go. I had other friends going, and I was asking my friends what were they going to major in. And I remember I talked to one of my really good friends, and I asked him what he was going to school for. And he said he was going to go major in Italian. And I was so astounded by that, because he was from Italy. And I was like, why are you going to go to college to study Italian when you already speak it fluently? And he said, think about it, man. It's going to be so easy. And it was at that moment when I was like, whoa, this is not for me. Because I actually care about learning. I don't want to go through some checkbox way of living to impress other people so I can get a degree, and then maybe, if I'm lucky, get a job with that degree. And if I'm really hyper-focused on it, be someone who, in any conversation I ever have in life, I can only talk about what I studied in college. That's not who I want to be. I want to be someone who is in the school of life and, testing all 31 flavors of every experience, every thought, every kind of person you can meet in this life, and be able to connect with as many people as I can genuinely on a way that's real. And so I decided to buy a one-way plane ticket to Budapest, Hungary. How did I pick that? I picked it because I didn't even know it was a real place. I just saw that Budapest. That was a name. I was like, well, that sounds like an interesting name. Let's go. And so I took a one-way plane ticket about a year after graduating high school. How else did I come to that decision? I interviewed a bunch of adults, and I asked them, what do you regret not doing in your 20s? Dime a dozen of them said, I wish I traveled. So I was like, okay, I'm going to learn from people who have been on Earth longer than I have. I'm going to learn from their mistakes and take advantage. And so I went to Europe, I went to Asia, I cross country to cross Canada and America. I've been to over 22 countries independently now. And let me tell you how that's changed everything. I came out of high school wanting to be a theater actor. After traveling the world, I wanted to become a photographer because the world was so beautiful. And so I was doing that for a while. And then as I was doing photography, I realized that if I wanted these people to keep paying me, I had to help them get the photos or videos I was taking for their business out there to the public. So I learned marketing. And now, like right now, this is not my house. This is just an Airbnb I'm staying in Arizona right now. And I just came from New York City, but I got out of Dodge. The Second National Guard was deployed there because of COVID-19 right now. And before that, I was in Bali, Indonesia. Before that, I was in Thailand, Bend, Oregon, Vietnam, just wherever I wanted to be, because I'm living a life that's allowing me to explore my interests and my personality, and most importantly, a life that allows me to savor and enjoy my time. And if you really want to understand something powerful, there's never been any dollar amount that's bought anyone back a second of time. I believe that's from Avengers Endgame. From Tony Stark's dad. It's a great quote. If you want to hear a lot of great quotes on the concept of time and how to use it wisely, I don't remember what the name of the book is, but just look up Seneca. He was a Greek philosopher. Look up his book on time. And what I was getting to with the routine is the enemy of time. You know, right now I have a routine that helps me in my business. I have a routine where I'm making these YouTube videos to talk to you guys and share some of the things I've learned over the past few years of being a solo traveler and being a self-educated entrepreneur. But most people are in routines that they didn't choose for themselves. Most people are in routines that were handed to them, and they're just kind of trusting that it's going to one day be good for them. One day they're going to get a bunch of money. One day they're going to get lucky. One day. See, no. Men are not the creatures of circumstance. Circumstances are the creatures of men. Benjamin Franklin. You want to become conscious of your environment and transform it. How are you going to understand your environment, though, if you don't have contrast? So it doesn't even have to be that you go to Thailand or Vietnam or somewhere crazy, which you can for only like $300 per plane ticket if you're smart about getting a one-way. It's probably even cheaper right now, but most people would say don't travel right now. But yeah, normally you can get a plane ticket out to Southeast Asia from America for only like $300. It's nuts. Use skyscanner.com and open up an incognito browser. You get really good deals that way. I digress. It doesn't have to be even that far. It can be close. Think of a restaurant that you've never been to. Think of a park you haven't been to. Think of go on Facebook and look up groups in your area. Look up social events happening. You can take inspiration from a lot of places. Phil Knight, the founder of Nike, he's from my hometown of Portland, Oregon. He traveled to Japan because when he was in his 20s, he just traveled the world. He had nothing else to do, nothing to lose. So he traveled the world. He went to Japan, saw a really cool shoe company. It inspired him to start Nike. It's the same thing with the Red Bull guys. I believe they're from Sweden or something. They traveled somewhere, came back. I think it was Japan too. I don't know. Look it up. But it was like, yeah, from them traveling, that's what made them millions and billions of dollars. So, guys, let's break the routine and travel somewhere. Comment below 3 places you want to travel, near or far, that you know would would expand, would grow you. All right, guys, been a Kevin Barry original. Ciao.